Iran just caused so much damage to the Middle East that it's expected to take 10 years for these countries they just attacked to recover. Well, today, a United Nations Development Programme just published a report that has shocked everyone. This report came out and said something that nobody was expecting. We knew it was bad, we just didn't know it was this bad. Well, this report has come out and said that the GDP of Middle Eastern countries is expected to drop by 6.1% because of just a month of war with Iran. That is an equivalent of 194 billion US dollars. Because of the war against Iran and Iran's responses on shipping, industry, etc., the damage has now exceeded almost $200 billion. As well as that, the report came out and said that at least 3.7 million jobs will be lost. And 4 million more people in the Middle East could fall into poverty and below the poverty line because of those jobs lost. And the report has also, quote, highlighted the fragility in the Arab economy. Now, to try and make this sense as to how Iran has caused so much damage, I'm going to give you an example. But first, you need to know because of the amount of damage that's been caused, there's actually quite a high chance that the war could expand. Countries in the Middle East are not going to be happy about this. And because of that, Polymarket now predicts there's a 20% chance that another country will join the war against Iran before the end of next month. That's a high chance. But I'm going to give you an example to make sense of all of this. About a week and a half ago, Israel carried out an attack onto Iran's biggest natural gas field. That's the biggest gas field in the world. It was the biggest attack of the war so far, so Iran wasn't going to let it slide, and they didn't. Iran responded by carrying out attacks onto Qatar's Ras Laffan gas field. As well as that, they bombed the oil refineries in Qatar, etc. And in a single night, in the space of about an hour of Iranian attacks, Iran caused over $20 billion a year worth of damage. And they completely destroyed the gas refineries, which cost $25 billion to build. They did that all in the space of an hour. And so after a month of war, now the entire loss to the world economy is over $200 billion in the Middle East alone. And that's likely to grow because every day that this war goes on is another day that countries and the economy is losing money. And so that's why this war really needs to stop and why there's so much pressure diplomatically on both Iran, the US and Israel to stop the war and sort a ceasefire out. And so if something like that does happen, leave me a follow because I'm going to be the first one to keep you up to date on everything that you need to know that happens around the world.